Hello YouTube, welcome to the garage. We're working on today, it's a 2008 Chrysler Sebring Touring. This is the one with the retractable top. It's got the 2.7 V6 in it, and it's got an oil leak. And the oil leak is the oil pressure sending unit. And normally an oil pressure sending unit is pretty simple to change. Unplug it, use a special socket, take it off. But this one, I'll tell you, they have got this buried. The engineer who did this needs a serious beating. Okay, all right, I'm gonna try and get a shot here. Get some light up in there. To show you where this sending unit is. Okay, I'm gonna try and point it out. Right there. There's the oil pressure sending unit. And there's a cover that's over top of it right there. You got the drive axle here. Catalytic converters right behind it. Hopefully you can see this. And of course then you got the, the front pipe. And this pipe goes up and then out the back of the car. I said, it's a standard oil pressure sending unit, and you just unscrew it after you unplug it. But getting at it, supposedly, I've read some forums where you just take the cover off and you can get to it. But, there's the one bolt for the cover. And then the other bolt for the cover is right there. But it's underneath this bracket that holds the end of the drive shaft with a bearing for the drive shaft. There's the bolt for the other side of that cover right there where it attaches to. But there is really no way to get to all that with this exhaust in a way. Hopefully, if I can just take this off and get this out of the way without taking the catalytic converter off, which is a big pain in the butt, I'll be able to get to that and get that cover out of the way to get that sending unit out of there. Well, I'm going to work on getting some of this stuff out of the way, and then I'll bring you back. Okay, welcome back. I've been busy. I got that guard off, but what I had to do is I disconnected part of the Y pipe here, had to disconnect it here, and this won't come all the way out because of these things are mounted solid, but you just need to let that drop down. And also I had to disconnect this pipe here and take it out of the way. It's the one that goes between here and here. That opened up some room in here for me to work. What a pain in the butt that's been. But once I got that out of the way, let me get rid of this. Once I got that out of the way, and also I removed the oil filter, obviously to give myself a little more room. There was a bolt there. And on the forums, they were saying that it was a 15 millimeter wrench you needed. Not on this one, it's 16 millimeter. I knew there was something different about this car than what they were talking about on the forums. There's the oil pressure sending it right there. But that's a 16 millimeter bolt. Then there's another one that goes right there. And I had to get that from the top. There's a 13 millimeter here. Excuse me, I take it back. That was 16 also. That was 16. Yeah, that was 16. That was 16. That upper one, that was a 13. I do believe. But that was a 13. That guard slipped in underneath that piece there. So I had to take that bolt out, and I had to loosen this one, and I had to loosen that one. That's a 13 millimeter. In order to let that guard pivot out of there, actually just get it out of there. And so, like I said, you have to loosen up the Y pipe here, disconnect it, disconnect it from that flange. That's the one that goes over top of the cross member and back out to the back of the car. Rear catalytic converter, front catalytic converter. And that'll let that drop down and give you enough room to get in there to get that guard out of the way. I'm not sure what vehicles they're talking about that you can get that guard out without taking the exhaust out of the way. But as far as this 2008 Chrysler Sebring retractable top with a 2.7 V6, you have to get that exhaust out of the way before you can get those bolts out. All right, now I'm going to change the oil pressure sending unit itself. I'll bring you back when I'm done with that. Okay, I just wanted to kind of show you how I'm getting this oil pressure sending unit out. I've got a long 3/8 flex head ratchet with my dedicated oil pressure sending unit socket on the unit itself, and I can reach up in between the axle and the engine and turn it to get it out. Obviously, well, it slipped off, but you get the idea. I have to use a flex head ratchet, and this would be easier with two hands, but a flex head ratchet with a short oil pressure sending unit socket. Okay, little update. Got the new oil pressure sending unit in. There it is, hiding up there. Got the new one in and got the wire plugged in it, and I'm working on putting the cover back on it. I'm using a ratcheting box end flex head ratchet wrench by Blue Point is who made that one. As far as a box end wrench, that would just be a big pain in the butt, but you could do it. But you know, this is nice because it flexes and it ratchets. Oh, before I forget, as I already did, when you are unplugging the wire from the oil pressure sending unit, all right, there's a little slider. It's actually red if you can see it, and it slides horizontally. You can feel it. It'll be protruding, and you can push on that and it'll slide. And then once you slide that, near the end where the wire goes into the connector, there's a tab where you push on that tab. That little red slider locks it. You push the red slider back, and then you can the white tab that's on the end of the plug-in, that you can depress that and it'll release the plug-in, and then you can pull it off. If you don't do that, you'll just break it. But like I said, there's a little red horizontal, you can't see it from here, a slider that protrudes, and you push that horizontally, and then it releases the other tab, and then you push on that tab and you can pull the wire off the end of the sending unit. All right, well, I will bring you back when I make some more progress. All right, finally got her all put back together. Now, if there's anybody out there that knows a better way of doing this, I mean, I had to take the Y pipe loose. I had to take the back pipe out of here, just to drop the exhaust down so I could get that guard out of there. Okay, you know, I didn't see any way I could possibly get that guard off of that sending unit without taking the exhaust out of the way. Now, if there's somebody out there that knows how to do it without doing that, please send me a link to the video. I don't want to hear anybody run their mouth about saying how they can do it. I want to see you do it, okay? Because I can't figure out a way to get that guard out of there without moving the exhaust. So if you can send me a link to a video to a vehicle that's configured like this, with the exhaust like this. I've seen videos where they take the sending unit out, but they didn't have the exhaust in the way, okay? I know how to do that. So if this is a 2008 Chrysler Sebring, it's one of those retractable top one, 2.7 flex fuel engine. If you can show me a link to a video where you can change that oil pressure sending unit without pulling the exhaust down, send me the link, and I will gladly put it put the link below this video. And I said again, I don't want to hear someone run their mouth about how I can do it without taking that out. Yeah, well, you can talk all you want. Show me how to do it, okay? So until then, this is the only way I can figure out. Drop that Y pipe down, take that rear piece of the exhaust out. That way you can get up in there and get that guard off of there, and then pull that sending unit out. So as I said, send me a link to the video. But if anybody else has got this vehicle or this type of vehicle that needs to change that sending unit, this is the only way I can think to do it. So make sure you like and subscribe, comment down below, and I will see you in the next video.